edition of WCS Game Day. We are live on the campus of Summit High School for tonight's Region 7-6A battle. The visitors, Ravenwood High School, and the home team, Summit High School. I'm Darren Joins, Williamson County Schools Athletic Director, and I'm here with Mr. Tate Matthews. Tate, listen, they've been calling you out on Twitter. They've been begging for us to come. I can't hear myself think here now.
Well, you know, usually this time of year we're at another game, kind of tradition. They wanted it. You said we're going to come. They got it, and they brought it. I'm telling you, I think this is going to go down as the best game day crowd we've ever had.
Wow. The best game day ever possible. Let's see. It's up to you guys. Hey, now Tate, it's a little bittersweet right now. I mean, we're here. We've got the Summit squad. We got a great ball game. We are missing one guy, Dr. Jeremy Qualls, Mr. Triathlon himself. So we got to show out tonight, man.
No doubt about it. And hey, you know, it's you're right. It's bittersweet. And I feel almost like I'm cheating. You know, there's always going to be a pro wrestling reference somewhere. I feel like the Four Horsemen are here, but we don't have Arn Anderson, Double A, the enforcer with us. But that's okay. Just like in wrestling, the show must go on.
The show must go on. Hey, listen, next man up, right?
Next man
up. I can't wait for the picks. Listen, we've got a great group here tonight. The Titans are in the house again. We've got Serve Melendez in the house, creative director for the Titans. We've got DJ Pryor here once again. Hey, I even heard we had T-Rack in the house and some Titans cheerleaders.
I can't wait.
There's a pretty big game going on out there. Pretty big game. Hey, would you agree that this is possibly the game in the state of Tennessee tonight?
No, it is the game of the entire state tonight. This is the one. Hey, if they say Williamson County football is the SEC of high school football, and I agree, it is. Well, this is Alabama and Georgia going at it tonight.
Wow, big words right there, Tate. Hey, let's talk a little bit about tonight's game again. Region 7-6A matchup. Ravenwood leads the overall series 2-0. They had two district matchups back in 2013 and 14. But listen, that was a different day and time. Old Sparty was just getting going as a school. I say just mark those out. Doesn't count tonight.
No, it doesn't count. And I can guarantee you that Coach Hester and the Ravenwood Raptors don't think they count. Summit was a totally different program then. This is different. It's going to be fun. It is pretty neat. Coach Hester was the coach at Ravenwood then. Coach Coleman had just got here. So those two are familiar with each other, but everything else, throw that out the window.
Tate, listen, I forgot to mention this, and we appreciate all our sponsors. We've got John Street here tonight, Street Tuxedo, great sponsors. They got the waters, they've got the jackets. But listen, you know it's a big game when Mr. Street is here.
That's right, Mark Street's here. That's what I was going to say. John's here, and we're always happy to see him. But they brought out the big guns tonight. John Shane's here.
Oh, yeah.
The parrot head himself, Justin Lamb, just walked in. This is a big event.
Hey, listen, appreciate Mr. Nichols and his group being out here taping tonight, doing a great job. Listen, they were out here early. They got the drone flying. I'm telling you, I can feel it, baby. This is going to be a big one tonight.
It's been that way all week long. I can't wait. I don't want to rush this, but I can't wait for this game to start because it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a classic.
Let's talk about the individual teams. Ravenwood ranked 7th in the AP Top 10 poll, coming off that big win last week over Hendersonville, 35-28. Old Sparty ranked 4th in the polls. Their first year in 6A. What do? They're 4th in the polls. Big win last week over Beach, 39-7. Tate, listen, I'm impressed. You're talking about a school that you go back and listen. I mentioned this to Coach Coleman. He doesn't mind. He wears it with a badge of honor. He comes in here 2014, 0-10. What happens? You fast forward a few years, we're talking state runner-up. You fast forward another year, state champion. Hey, we're going to move you up to 6A. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We're going to be 6-0 and number 4 in the state.
Yeah, a lot of people said that. There was a lot of questions, right? The experts. How are they going to fare at 6A? Well, I know they schedule one every year, but it's different when you're playing one week in and week out. You're right. All they've done is just go undefeated. They're at number 4 in the poll, and I think they could be higher. But again, they got the toughest test they've had of the year tonight. This is going to be a I pick them.
Well, let's talk about Ravenwood a little bit and talk about Chris Parson now, Tate. You talk about Ravenwood High School, you got to mention Parson.
Yeah, and all he's done is gotten better and better every week. He's a super athlete. We all knew that. He can throw the ball 70 yards on the run, right? He can run. But people forget, he had never actually started a game as a quarterback. Well, here he is. He's going into, his 7th game of the year, and he's just getting better and better, making better decisions. You got to know where he is at all times.
Hey, listen, I can't hardly concentrate. This is
Hey, I know this. Florida State, even though Florida State isn't any good anymore, but Florida State don't come up here and get a quarterback when they're a junior unless they think they're really good. That's Mike Bobo-esque.
Definitely Mike Bobo-esque. And we got it's like being at Page right now. Hey, listen, talk about this. 6 different receivers last week. Carter Page, 2 touchdown receptions. Miles Pollard. That Ravenwood offense, more potent every week.
Yeah, and Miles Pollard is kind of becoming like what Brady Pierce is the Summit. He was injured at the beginning of the year, but now he's a threat on both sides of the field, right? We knew him as a defender, but now he's coming out. He's making big plays in the receiving end. Hey, if I'm him, if I'm Coach Hester, I don't take that guy off the field the whole night.
Well, let's talk about that defense a little bit. I would argue, Tate, maybe a little bit bend but don't break. And I think that's a fair assessment, right? But tonight, the challenge for that defense is going to be a little bit different. I think it's safe to say they haven't seen someone like Justin Wade this year.
No, and I think number 7, his brother Keaton, I think he's been on pitch count, right? Baseball fans, he's been on pitch count. Tonight, I think you're going to see him out there almost the entire game in offense. And everybody knows when they're both out there together, that poses a whole different set of problems. But the bottom line is this. If you don't tackle them, if you don't tackle Destin and Keaton, you're going to get beat. It's going to come down to tackling. That's all there's to it.
Hey, let's talk about Destin and those stats last week. 5 touchdowns, 6 for 10 passing, 155 yards. So 6 completions, Tate, 4 touchdowns, 116 yards rushing and a touchdown. And listen, I know you guys are hollering about it. Brady Pierce, 3 receptions last week. 108 yards, all 3 receptions, touchdowns.
Yeah, and what does that mean? 1, it means he's a heck of a player, and when he gets his opportunity, he takes advantage of them. 2, that means they're so concentrated on where Destin is that when it breaks down, he's wide open. So, big play. And what we talk about it all the time, but when you talk about Brady, you want to talk about a tough guy. I mean, he took some shots last week, and I guarantee you, there's no chance he won't be out there tonight.
Hey, let's talk about this, Tate, and I know this is your favorite group to talk about. Every time we talk Summit, you want to talk about that offensive line.
No doubt about it, and here's what I'm really excited about tonight. Bittersweet. You are a coach, and you know how it is. When it gets to this point in the season, there's going to be nicks, there's going to be dings, right? That offensive line, 4 of the 5 starters came back from the state championship team. Matthew Mullen, Jack Bauer, Cooper Cook, Ty Garber, and Mason Richardson. Mason Richardson is out tonight. Thad Hill steps in. He's a senior. Coach Coleman's got all the confidence in the world in him. And this time of year, if you're going to go on and win the gold ball in 6A, you're going to have people step in and play big time.
Defense, let's talk about that a little bit. Last week, they give only 7 points up to really a pretty good Beach team. I think there's no doubt that Keaton Wade is the unquestioned leader on that side of the ball.
Oh, yeah, you got to know where he is at all times. And Coach Kurt Taylor, the first-year defensive coordinator, took over for Coach Melton after the state championship game. He's done a great job of moving him around. So, you call the play, but you don't know where he's going to be, right? So there's going to be a lot of get up to the line and wait and see. But, yeah, you got to know where he is at all times. The thing I love about him, and I was talking to Anthony Crabtree, your good buddy, last night. He said the biggest problem with him is you can't go side to side on him. The guy covers side to side as well as anybody he said he's ever seen. You know what that means. So what does that do? You got to come right at him.
All right, we'll get back to this game in a minute. And look, here's a game I know that the Summit squad wants to hear about. Brentwood playing at Independence. I know Summit's interested in that game tonight. Brentwood comes in 2-4, 1-2 in league play. Independence 3-2, 2-0 in the league. Another big matchup in region play, but I'm going to disagree with our man Dash 2 Sports. It's not the biggest game in WCS tonight.
I love Dash. I love Indy. I love Brentwood. But come on, man, how do you say that with a straight face? Well, but I will say this, Independence is 2-0 in the region.
That's true.
They still control their own destiny. Now, I don't think anybody thinks they're going to beat either one of these teams, but
never know.
They're 2-0 right now. They win this game, they're still tied with Summit in first place and Ravenwood. Well, whoever wins this game.
Well, here's the stat I would give you, though. When you're talking about this game, there's 5 total wins. In that game, there's 11 in this one. This is pretty big. And again, we love those teams, too. And it is kind of quietly one of the bigger games in the state, but this one sort of overshadows it. Hey, talk about the play of Brentwood last week, 31-7 winners over Hillsborough.
Well, we talked about it. Really, the only game that they've lost that they shouldn't have was the Blackman game, and they turned the ball over 8 times, right? 8 times, and they still had a chance to win. So, when they were the 0-3, we said they're the best 0-3 team in the state. I think they're the best 2-4 team in the state. But anyways, they go out last week against Hillsborough, and they do what they're supposed to do. They found their playmakers, ways to get them the ball. Aaron Walton, hey, Davis White threw 4 touchdowns. All 4 of them went to Aaron White, right? They're getting better every week. If they would just cut the turnovers down, hey, they would have been in the Ravenwood game.
No doubt. Independence, big win at East Nashville last week, 40-18. Obviously, Joseph Cummings really starting to play well for Indy Nation. 14 for 25, 379 yards. Jack Rummel, another big game receiving, and then Trey Hartwell. Independence is one of those teams, they always have been. As the season progresses, they start peaking.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The thing that Coach Blade likes to have 2 platoon, right? So he's going to have some smaller defensive linemen. He just always does. The way he's looking at it is, we're going to outscore them. And a lot of times they did. Brentwood has got to be able to establish the run. I think they can. Scotty Collins has had some big rushing days. If they can do that, Brentwood can be very successful. But if they get in a shootout with Independence, not going to be good.
How about Fairview traveling down to White House? Fairview comes in 3-0 in the league. White House also 3-0. Fairview ranked 10th in the latest AP poll. It's their 2nd straight week playing in White House. And I know, Tate, you're going to talk about where they need to eat, right? Or where they used to be.
Yeah, well, you know, are you talking about Fairview or are you talking about White House? I think White House is going to have to go over to Sad Sam's and get a little post-game meal. Sad Sam's right past the exit, you know. And here's the great thing. They're back to White House for the 2nd week in a row, but they're on the Sumner County side.
That's right.
But I do think this is going to be a tough game. Everybody got to know White House with that Waverly game they played on Thursday night against the Titans. A name everybody should know now, their quarterback, Rainin Blackburn. He's a dude. But here's the deal. They got 1 dude. Fairview's got 4 dudes. They got, right? They got
Layden Grant.
They got Layden Grant. They got Claxton. And then they've got Kennedy Pendergrass and Morgan Jean. You can't shut all 4 of them down.
Now, you take a look at them last week. Talk about both sides of the ball. Layden Grant, obviously a great game rushing the ball, 227 yards. 13 tackles on defense. Crawford Claxton, 115 yards, but he has 4 tackles, an interception, and a fumble recovery. And then we love those multi-sport athletes, baby. Jacob Clevenger and Ken Curtis, big-time wrestlers, 12 tackles apiece.
Jacob Clevenger, the state champ, might be the toughest dude in all of Wilco.
Hey, I don't know if you knew this. The dude's also in the band. Did you know this? He's in the band.
I did not know that.
He plays the trumpet. Listen, Coach Hughes.
I bet nobody makes fun of him.
I guarantee you they don't. And I bet he plays a mean trumpet. Here's the thing about him, too. Coach Hughes said, look, it's okay with me if he goes up in the stands and plays. It's good. Love it. Hey, how about the Battle of Franklin? Now, that's a game we're normally at. The Battle of Franklin. Centennial comes in 0-2 in the league, 4-2 overall. Franklin 1-5, 0-2 in the league. Let's face it, Tate, the winner of tonight's game still has a chance for the playoffs. The loser, it's over.
That's as well as you could put it right there. Plus, it's for bragging rights with those 2. But yes, you lose this one, you're out of the playoffs.
Franklin's won 3 straight, 5 of the last 9. But listen, when that series started, Franklin won like the first 14. Since then, ultra competitive. Hey, Centennial, every game this year, all 6 games, all blowouts. 4 wins, 2 losses. Last week they dominate Dixon County. Welcome back, Dixon. 41-7. 27 unanswered points for Centennial. The trick for Coach Kreisky and that squad, though, they've got to do it in region play.
Got to do it, and you saw last week the emergence of Tanner Lee, 16 rushes and 124 yards. That's going to be really, really important because they're going to be without their leading rusher and probably their leader, Josh Forsey, tonight, maybe the rest of the season. But they got guys developing. 16 rushes and 124 yards. Let's build on it. The stage is bouncing. That means we must be getting close to kickoff. I love it. But, hey, both of these guys need this win just for confidence, man.
Well, talk about that Franklin team. Last week, they get a 28-12 win, the first win in the career of Coach Alex Melton. I know the Summit folks love Coach Melton still. Well, maybe. I think I'm not even paying attention. I don't blame him. Coach Melton gets that first win. Bryce Sparks, Ashton Orton. Listen, this game may be over in like 44 minutes. There may be like -6 passes thrown. Ground and pound tonight.
Yeah, I think you could go an over-under on that one. But if you gave me 15 total between the teams, I'm taking the under.
Well, hey, listen, the thing about Centennial, you talk about them, there are 4 different guys scored touchdowns last week rushing: Boggs, Plowman, Haddix, Johnson, and then Tanner Lee doesn't score a touchdown, but like you said, 124 yards rushing, so it'll be tough for the Admirals.
He got him down there, right? He's the one who got him down there.
Coach, let me score, man, let me score.
That's right, that's right. Selfless. But hey, you talk about the not very many passes. The ones they do throw, I don't know which side it's going to be on. They're going to be for big plays.
I agree. Hey, let's talk a little Nolensville Spring Hill. Nolensville 1-5, disappointing season so far, but a lot to play for, Tate. Only 1-1 in the league. I think Coach Derrick and his squad, they probably get well tonight. That's not a stretch, is it?
No. This is just what the doctor ordered. They needed this. Let's just call it what it is. This Nolensville team, this has really been the most puzzling thing to me of the entire football season. I know they're better than what their record is, but, man, they're having a hard time stopping people. But they got to get that offense back on track. They got to figure it out. And you're right, they still got a lot to play for. They could end up second or third. I think it's going to be hard to get first. They could end up second or third in region play. They could host a playoff game.
Yeah, I think that will happen. And listen, if Page wins tonight, they play Page later, they get a win there, you never know what can happen. So I don't anticipate Page is going to lose, but you never know. Speaking of Page, 6-0, 2-0 overall. Last week's game was canceled against Giles County, so they're a rested team. Page and Summit, everybody knows about Summit. Page and Summit still the only undefeated teams in WCS.
I think Page has got a really chance to go undefeated the entire year. Hey, they wanted to play that game against Giles County last week. I know they did because you're only guaranteed 10, right? But I think they needed it. I think this was a blessing. They got healthy, and I think they're really, really getting ready to make a big push in the second half of the season. Jake McNamara, ever since he's gotten healthy, ever since he got healthy after the first half of the second half of the Fairview game, in the last 3 weeks, he's come back 5 total touchdowns, 4 total touchdowns, 3 total touchdowns. He's on fire right now, and that's why he is Mike Bobo endorsed.
And always will be. Hey, Page again ranked 4 in the polls. Before we take a break, Tate, we want to shout out the Tennessee Titans doing a great job helping us out this year with their OTL group. We got Surf Melendez, Executive Creative Director here tonight, Kate Guerrero, Nick Conklin. We've got T-Rack in the building somewhere. We've got DJ Pryor who's going to be up here later. Listen, big time support from the Titans.
Oh, yeah. What does that say about the community support that they pour into this place, man? They don't have to do that. They want to do that. And when they started looking around at where are we going to do it, there was really only one phone call that needed to be made. Is that correct?
That's correct. Hey, now listen. We called out Summit Squad and said this has a chance to be the best game day we've ever had. I'll tell you this. In the first segment, they sure didn't lose a chance, did they? They've got a shot.
They brought it, but it's a 4-quarter game. I want to see what, hey, there's your special.
Oh, here we go. We got some Titans cheerleaders. Come on up, ladies. That's fine. Come up and join us. We got the Titans in the house. Hey, and listen, We're talking about people bringing the juice. Dr. Qualls is not here to bring the juice, but I can tell you this, Coach Hankins is seriously bringing the juice tonight. What do you think?
Roll Kearns, Coach Hankins.
Give it up for Coach Hankins. Summit squad, let's go. All right, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back here at Summit High School. Ravenwood visits Summit. We're going to talk to the head coaches of both teams right after this break. Welcome back to this very special edition of Game Day. I'm Darren Jones along with Tate Matthews. We are live at Summit High School for the game in the state of Tennessee. We've been joined by some Titans cheerleaders doing a great job tonight. Listen, that break we just had, Dr. Qualls may be losing his job to T-Rack and BJ Pryor. He may be out.
If his job was the hype man, he is out. BJ Pryor and T-Rack. Where is T-Rack? T-Rack's around here somewhere.
There he is. There's
There you go.
There we go. It's unbelievable. Let me tell you something. Page High School was kind of here, Brentwood here. Let me tell you, Summit Squad so far is right up here too. But again, it's 4 quarters Summit Squad. Let's see what you got. Tate, we're getting ready to bring the coaches up here. Now, listen, Coach Hester, Ravenwood High School, he was on here earlier. Everybody knows the story about Coach Hester. It's his 4th year at Ravenwood, his 2nd stint. And I don't think you can say this enough. The first go-around, he goes 38-4. They lose in the state championship game. They win a state title, and then he leaves. Now, we can talk about why he left and where he went, but the prodigal son has come home. They're 5-1, and let me tell you something. Ravenwood's expecting to win this game tonight.
Yeah, make no doubt about it. And believe this. They feel like when he's their head coach, they're expected to win, right? Because that's what they did when he was here before. So it was a no-brainer to bring him back. He'll tell you he wishes he had never left. He got a chance to come back. And, you know, outside of week 1, which there were a lot of things that went into that name and injuries, it's been really good results.
How about Coach Coleman and his journey here at Summit High School? 8th year as head coach. He was at Forest High School for 1 year as head coach before. 59-32 at Summit, which is a great record. But how about the last 36 games, Tate? 32-4. State runner-up, and of course last year the ultimate. They defeat Oak Ridge in the state championship game, 28-7.
Yeah, I think that when you talk about what Coach Coleman's done here, I think it's unbelievable, and I don't think it gets enough credit when people talk about culture a lot. There's a lot of programs where you talk about culture. I think that's how Brian Coleman built that thing here. He built it in the weight room and culture, and you mentioned that he had only been a head coach for 1 year at Forest before he came here. You know, you were a head coach. What were you like after your first year? There's a lot you didn't know, right?
3-21 was my record.
And he was 0-10. But you know what? He knew what it was about. He knew that it was about a family and a big tough guy tells his players, his coaches, he loves them. They believe it. And here's the bottom line, man. Those guys play hard for him.
Well, let's face it, he means it too, right? He means it. Hey, when we talk about this game, and I think we agree with this, or you agree with me on this is not the only time they're going to play this year.
This is part 1 of a 2-series story this year. They will meet again in the playoffs.
Well, and the main one's to win the playoffs, but certainly I think both teams are interested tonight. Dr. Mason, do we have Will Hester to the stage? I know he's got to be close by. We're going to get Coach Hester up. As Coach Hester, here he comes. Now listen, did you see Coach Hester's jacket today at school?
Yes, did you see Dr. Vaden's tweet?
Listen, there's no way she did that on her own.
I'm guessing Quisenberry. Or Coach DJ Reggie Reg coached her up on that one.
Had to.
Hey, what about the sign back here that says even Richie Mason likes Summit better? I think that's the sign of the night.
I like the Danny Bourne sign too. Danny Bourne switched for a reason, they said. That's what they said.
I feel like Johnny Cash is making his way to stage. The man in black.
I think he is too. Now listen, Summit, you guys have been great. Make sure as he makes his way to the stage, give a very special Summit Squad welcome to Coach Will Hester, the head football coach of Ravenwood High School. Coach Hester, Come on up. There he is. There he is. Coach, good to see you again. Thanks for being here. And Coach Hester, before we start talking about the game, talk to me about that jacket today. That thing was legit.
Trying to channel my inner Darren Joins.
Hey, DJ, I'll tell you where it all comes from. His daughter, his oldest child, Gigi's a freshman at Ole Miss, and Coach Hester's been spending a lot of time down at the Grove, and I think he's starting to think he's Lane Kiffin or something, and changing his wardrobe a little bit.
I'm Lane Kiffin.
Hey, Coach, listen. 2 times on game day this year, 2 times.
Always in a hostile environment.
Both times on the road. Now, listen, we don't want to call out Ravenwood here, but I'm telling you, this crowd right here, they're making the Bruins look pretty bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, if we could have flown here and beat the traffic, we might have more people here, but unfortunately, you can't get here from where we are.
You need a helicopter.
Hey, listen, now, let's get away from the obvious. Don't turn the ball over. Score more points than whatever. Give me like a legit key to the night's game for beating Summit.
Well, last time I was on here, I told you we had to handle the emotion of the game. I think it's going to be very similar to that tonight. Obviously, a little different opportunity. We roll in here as the unequivocal underdog in this game.
He's been trying to sell this for
everybody's been telling us all week how we have no chance, so we're going to give it our best shot, and hopefully we will.
What do you think about that, Tate? Do you think Ravenwood and Coach Hester have ever been an underdog?
No, and I think a lot of people are picking Summit to win, but I don't know that anybody said they have no chance. But that's okay. That's locker room material. Here's what I want to know. I'm going to put it to where you can't give us a coach answer. We all know about Dustin Wade. We all know about Keaton Wade. We all know about Mr. High School Football Brady Pierce, the man that can play every position. Give us a guy on the Summit squad team tonight that you know if you all don't keep him in check, he can give you problems.
I think the obvious is those 5 offensive linemen. Destin can't do it by himself, right? And those guys do a wonderful job of opening lanes for him to run in and all the rest of the guys to run in. You can't throw if you don't have protection. I would say those 5 offensive linemen are very key to this game.
Let me tell you something, though. Again, you talking underdog and all this stuff. I think there's magic in that visor. There's a little magic in it. Is it the same one or is it a different one, or you have special ones for special games?
I can't tell you.
I'll put it this way. He's got a stash, and there's 3 different colors.
One of them y'all ain't even seen yet.
Can't wait to see it. Coach, appreciate you taking time to come up here and visit with us. Good luck tonight. I know you'll have your team ready. And I can tell you this, the thing I've been impressed with lately, because you talked about it, taking care of the football.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be the key. I mean, it's not coach speak. It's real life. Yeah. And whoever takes care of the ball best, they're going to have the best chance to win.
Coach, good luck. Appreciate it. All right, Summit Squad, give him a hand for being up here. Coach Will Hester, Ravenwood High School. Do we have Coach Coleman in the house? All right, Summit, get ready. Your head coach, Mr. Brian Coleman. I think I saw a sign that said, "Coleman is my president." Welcome to the stage, the head football coach of Summit High School, Brian Coleman. Coach.
Coach walking up in here like Conor McGregor.
No doubt. Hey, listen.
The chomp is here.
Man, I love this school. I love this crew. I love these guys. Let's go, boys. Let's go.
Wow. Hey, I had Tate. I was going to bring you a visor for Pick'ems tonight. I forgot it. You just want my hat? I would like that, please. And you said it right there in my hat.
Shirt off my back, Tater. Shirt off my back.
Bald dudes don't wear visors.
Coach Coleman,
That's right.
Do you have a visor, a Summit Spartan visor?
No, sir. Like he said.
Bald guys know. Shave, guys, not bald. Shave. You wouldn't catch this dude in a visor. If you catch him in a visor, you know something's wrong.
Coach Coleman, I love talking about this. I don't think you like this first part, but you kind of embrace it too. You take over this program, you're 0-10 in year 1, but it makes it so much more special, the kind of program you have now. Listen, you probably don't know this because you don't keep up with it. Overall record here is 59-32. but in the last 36 games, Summit 32-4. You built a great program here, Coach.
Well, I mean, we knew what it was like to go 0-10, and we learned as a coaching staff. You know, you learn a lot. You learn a lot going 0-10 about yourself, about how you want to do things, and you know, we were calm, we were patient, and the kids were patient. Everybody in the community was patient. Student body was patient. Look at, but now, these guys are fighting. They deserve everything tonight. All the hoopla they get tonight. Thank y'all for being here. But you know, these young men deserve it for sure.
All right, so coaching staff. I love watching coaches. You know, not only are you developing young men, you're developing coaches. And Coach Melton's your right-hand man, been with you for a long time. You relied on him a lot. He's going off and doing his thing at Franklin, and I think that's so cool. He's taking some of what y'all do here there. Talk about what Kirk Taylor, your defense coordinator, done this year. He has stepped in, and, man, he hasn't missed a beat.
A dream come true, really. I mean, he was on staff from the start, and he came to me and he said, I'll do it. I want to do it. I really want to do it. I want this challenge. And since he said that, he's been working every single day, all season, summer. I mean, every single day he's worked his tail off. And these kids know that. They see it. So they want to work for him, too. They see his, you know, what he's done, the time he puts into it. So, you know, they believe in him also.
You know, Tate mentioned, Coach, before you came up here, and I'd like to fancy I was sort of like this myself. You love those players, and they love you right back. And here's the thing I like. You're not afraid to show it or say it either.
Yeah, I've learned in my years that, from losing somebody, that you need to tell them you love them. They need to know it. They need to feel it. Because we're tough on them. We're tough on them in price. We'll be tough on them tonight. But as long as they know you love them, they're going to fight for you.
They know it, don't they?
Ain't no question. No question. Hey, emotional dude, man. He's jacked up.
I love it. I love it. He's ready to play himself. Coach, before you leave, and we appreciate you being up here. I know you're busy. Give me a key for tonight, something that's not the typical take care of the ball kind of deal, but give me one key that if you guys do this offensively or defensively, you got a chance to be successful.
Limit big plays. Their quarterback is good. We got to limit the plays that we've got to limit his big plays for sure. We've got to limit it. We're okay with driving the ball. We're all right. We just want them to snap it over and over again, and hopefully they make a mistake.
Tonight, more than anything, it's all about tackling. Whoever tackles going to win.
I think so. Everything is all about blocking and tackling at the very end of it.
Coach, I don't think we're stretching to say this. This is the best high school football game in the state of Tennessee tonight, and the rowdiest crowd.
No doubt. That's how we do it in Williamson County, I guess. All right. We got you guys out here, so it must be pretty big.
That's it, Coach. We appreciate you being here. Good luck.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Give it up for your head coach, Mr. Brian Coleman. Tate, let me tell you something, man. Both of these guys, and particularly Coach Coleman, he got me fired up.
Yeah, you telling me you wouldn't follow that guy? Man, he's getting ready to go in there and put 225 on the bench press, bang out about 16 reps. He's going to hammer a bang and come down here and get ready to play.
Hey, listen, we're going to take a short break. We're going to be back here in just a few minutes for our favorite part of the show, Pick'ems. We'll be right back. We're at Summit High School for WCS Game Day. Ravenwood visiting Old Sparty. Welcome back to this special edition of Game Day. We're live on the campus of Summit High School for the, and I mean the, best high school football game in the state of Tennessee. Ravenwood High School visiting Summit High School in this big Region 7 6A battle. It's time for Pick'ems. It's time for Pick'ems, the favorite part of the show we got from Ravenwood High School. Please give a very special welcome to Dr. Reggie Mason from Ravenwood High School. Let's hear it, Summit Squad. Okay. Miss Sarah Lamb, your principal. Sarah Lamb's here to pick some games with us. And of course, we've got DJ Pryor in the house. DJ, listen, you were here for the Brentwood game, Ravenwood. Yes. I think Old Sparty may have topped it.
Man, listen, this energy behind me is crazy, right? I ain't gonna lie. It's pretty crazy. It's been pretty crazy.
Hey, Tate, I think he had something to do with it, though, don't you?
He is the hype man. That's his job.
It's unbelievable.
We had a good time.
Hey, Dr. Mason.
Yes, sir.
Listen, Summit, it's their first year in big boy 6A football, but they sure don't look like a team that hadn't been.
They do not, man.
In 6A.
They look amazing, man. It's really good to see them doing what they're doing. Those Wade twins, man. It's unbelievable.
Hey, how's it to have the prodigal son back home, Will Hester?
Man, it was like just seamless, man. No worries at all, man. Just hired him and just hit the ground running.
No doubt.
Yep.
Sarah Lamb, your students have been asking for it. They've been begging for it. They've been sending Tate messages on Twitter. I think Summit Squad brought the juice tonight. What do you think?
I told you they bring it.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Hey, what's it been like, the last couple of years? You get your first team state championship last year with your football team. Obviously, you got a chance to win again this year. I've always been told by principals, if the football season goes well, the rest of the school year seems to go okay. Do you agree with that?
I mean, how could you not have a great school year when you got this going on every single day at our school?
Yeah, it's incredible. It really is incredible. Hey, before we get to the picks, we do want to shout out Walker Chevrolet in Franklin. Without Walker Chevrolet, this wouldn't be possible. Certainly Street Tuxedo, Spring Tree Media, Jacob and Chris, man, just do a great job here with the set, making sure we're okay. Adidas and Matthews Team Sports. And listen, they have added a lot to this production. The Tennessee Titans, man, you guys have added a lot to this, no doubt about it.
Thank you.
So listen, Surf, you're out there. We're going to sign the contract that from now on the Titans have to be a part of this.
Titans got to be a part of it.
Also, Patrick Nichols and his crew, what they're doing with the drone. You guys won't believe this production when you see it afterwards. Pretty impressive. Also, outside the line students who are here tonight, Tia Atkinson, Caitlin Cohee, McKinley Johnson. All right, let's jump right into the picks. I'll tell you the games. We'll go right down the line. Let's start with another big region game. Brentwood High School at Independence. Brentwood is a 7-point favorite in this. Dr. Mason, you can tell us about covering the spread and all that kind of stuff, but we want to know who's going to win that game.
Man, I'm all over Indy. I'm all over Indy, man. I think Blade, man, has it going. I just feel like, you know what I mean? They played some tough teams early in the season. Some really good teams, CPA and Lipscomb Academy, man. They didn't win, but I think they got it rolling now.
So he's going in. And I got a prediction that Sarah Lamb will no way pick Independence to win that game.
Absolutely not. Brentwood High School all the way.
Tate Matthews, what say you, sir?
I'm going to go with Mrs. Lamb. I think Brentwood is the best 2-4 team in the state. I know Independence has a nice offense production, but I think Brentwood's going to beat them. I think they're better.
DJ Pryor, who you got in this one?
I've heard a lot about Independence, but I've heard more about Brentwood, so I'm going to have to go Brentwood.
Okay, Brentwood High School. Centennial versus Franklin, the Battle of Franklin. Dr. Mason, your old school. The Admirals of Franklin, who you got?
I'm going with Alex Melton, man. Good guy. Franklin's been having a rough season, man, but I feel like Alex is ready to put him over the top a little bit with this game for sure.
Miss Lamb, who you have in this one?
It's Coach Milton's birthday this week, so I'm going with Franklin.
Okay, Tate.
I'm going with Centennial and Coach Kreisky. Used to be, defensive coordinator for Coach Coleman. He learned some of the tricks of the trades from him. I'm going with the Cougars. Dr. Dyson.
DJ Pryor, who you got?
I've heard about Franklin. I don't know if they're not doing good. Are they not doing good right now?
No, not really.
Well, you know what? I'm just going to do this for the underdogs. I'm going to go for Franklin.
All right, Franklin High School. Fairview High School at White House. Big matchup, both undefeated in region play. Fairview's favored by 5 points. Who you got, Dr. Mason?
Man, I'm going Fairview. I'm keeping it in the county.
Okay,
sure.
Sounds great.
Also, Coach Hughes, Fairview.
The only place that's going to be more popping than Snappy's Pizza tonight is right here, Fairview Road.
DJ.
Fairview.
All right, our fourth game, Nolensville takes on Spring Hill in a region matchup. Nolensville's only 1-5, but they're 1-1 in the league. They need a win tonight. They're favored by 14 points. Who you got, Dr. Mason?
Paul Derrick and Nolo get it done tonight for sure.
Sarah Lamb.
I'm going with Nolensville.
Yeah.
Spring Hill, just what the doctor ordered. Nolensville gets back on the winning track.
DJ's clean sweep.
I'm going with Nolensville.
Clean sweep. Clean sweep. Page High School versus Columbia, a couple of undefeated teams in the region play. Page, along with Summit, the only undefeated teams in WCS. Page is favored by 13 points. Who you got, Dr. Mason?
And Page will win by 14 for sure.
Okay.
I'm with Page.
Sarah Lamb.
I think just like Summit will stay undefeated, Page.
Page Patriots. Who's wrong?
Page. All right, how about this? I think we all know who we're going to pick here. The Tennessee Titans travel to the New York Jets. The Titans are favored by 8. Who we got, Dr. Mason?
Derrick Henry's too much. Tennessee Titans, baby.
No doubt.
T-Rack and the Titans all the way.
You know, I picked the Seahawks last time. Man, I look stupid. But
We forgive you.
we're talking about the Jets. The Titans roll.
DJ.
Stop it. Y'all don't even need to ask me that. Titans all the way. Tighten up.
Okay. Here's the point in the show we love. The final game. We're talking about this game. Ravenwood High School comes in at 5-1, 2-0 in region play. Summit High School 6-0, 2-0 in region play. Dr. Mason, Summit is favored by 6 points according to the pundits. What do you think?
I get it. But look, check this out. So it's been like a house divided.
That's right.
My wife is assistant principal down here, and my stepson Jackson is up in the crowd. He goes to school here. But listen, we have 5 kids together, and the other 4 graduated from Ravenwood High School. There's been some chatter back and forth on our family text message group. Ravenwood rolls tonight. Let's go Raptors.
Wow. Sarah Lamb.
All right, Summit High School, who's winning tonight?
Okay, we knew who they were going to pick. Now, Tate Matthews, who do you have?
I wish we could find the clip, but a few years ago, I think you were up on stage with her, but the first time Miss Lamb did this, she brought up a bobblehead doll, and she got so fired up with the pick, she broke the bobblehead doll, went flying off, and people had to duck. Hey, Coach Coleman got me so fired up when he was up here. Weight room guy, culture guy. They're all about family, man. They're the defending 5A state champs. Defending 5A state champs haven't lost all this year. But do you know how many games the Visor has lost in WCS?
Not many.
4. And he don't get 5 tonight.
Oh, wow. Tate Matthews picks Ravenwood High School. Wow.
So,
DJ, who you got?
So a couple of weeks ago, I made a prediction, and I was wrong. So I'm man enough to say why I'm wrong. Ravenwood did take it, and I went against Ravenwood. So I got to publicly say I'm sorry. You guys were right, and you won. But tonight, the energy, I checked Ravenwood tonight, and the energy just was not there tonight. And I'm a performer. I need energy, so tonight.
How about it?
I think we're going Summit
Show
tonight.
it to him, DJ.
I think we're going Summit tonight. I think. Don't make me look bad. But
DJ Pryor is
I think
going
we're
Summit
Summit
High
tonight.
School. Hey, what a great edition of Game Day. We want to thank the Summit squad. You guys really brought the juice tonight. Great job, Summit. Huge shout out to Walker Chevrolet, Street Tuxedo, Springtree Media, Adidas and Matthews Team Sports, and the Tennessee Titans. I'm your co-host, Darren Joins, alongside my partner, Tate Matthews. We'll see you next time on WCS Game Day.